Hello YouTube. Making this video today because I'm pretty darn sick and tired of explaining and trying to tell people about the New World Order, and they simply don't believe it exists, or it's a conspiracy theory. The New World Order. Trust me, it exists. It's also known by other names called the shadow government, the deep state. If you ever heard these terms, basically the same thing. What is it? Well, it's a group of people who are very rich, who now have nothing better to do with their times except for try to control the entire world. You have everybody on the bottom. That's where our pyramid symbol comes in. Everybody on the bottom are debt slaves and etc. Just slaves, basically. And the people at the top, whether it be, well, this one shows a queen, but it doesn't have to be queen. It's mostly the international bankers that have more money than God and don't need any more money, but do want control. And they think they are in some sort of special privileged position, that they know so much more and they're so much better than the average person that they have the right to control the world. But me saying this isn't going to convince anybody of anything. So let's continue. Got a bunch of pages open here to show you stuff. All right, let's try this. Okay, Google, what is the New World Order?
According to Wikipedia, the New World Order, or NWO, is claimed to be an emerging clandestine totalitarian world government by various conspiracy theories.
Okay, and there you go. See that last part? Conspiracy theories. Now, why did I put that in there? Well, conspiracy theories has been demonized. Why has it been demonized? Well, let's take a look at another page. This is from Zero Hedge. In 1967, the CIA created the label conspiracy theories to attack anyone who challenges the official narrative. That's true. Scroll down a bit and they show you documents from a FOIA request. The aim of this dispatch is to provide material for countering and discrediting the claims of the conspiracy theorists. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, if you'd like to read this entire document and see how purposely the label conspiracy theory or conspiracy theorist has been purposely demonized, so that when you hear it, automatically you tune out and you forget and you move on and you don't look into anything. Oh, that Alex Jones is just a conspiracy theorist. New World Order, isn't that just a conspiracy theory? I'm not bothering with that. See, that's the goal. That's the goal. They don't want you looking into this stuff. And here's the FOIA request documents that show they purposely demonized that word. But, oh boy, is this a conspiracy theorist too? Theory also? Right here you can see it's about the Warren report. So what happened was too many people were starting to question JFK's assassination, and they weren't believing the regular narrative of it, and they were looking into it, and they didn't want people looking into it. So that's where this comes from. But you can look at this document yourself. You can just type in this, even part of this title, and it'll eventually pop up in a search for you. So there you go. Just type in the title and you can pop it up in a search. In 1967, the CIA created the label conspiracy theorists. All right, type that in, and then these documents will pop up for you. So, New World Order. But this doesn't say that the New World Order exists, so let's keep going. On the back of your dollar bills, if you live in America, you have this symbol. Go look at your dollar bill. Pull a dollar bill out if you have one and look at it. It says, and you would equip this. These are Latin terms. It's like a new project, or I believe that's what this one means. A new enterprise, new project. Novus Order Secularum. What does this translate into? Well, what does it sound like, really? Novus, new. Something that's nova is new. Planet of the Apes, what's his name's girlfriend was called Nova. She was the new girl. A nova in astronomy is a new star that they see in the sky. It's new. Ordo, what does it look like? Order. New order. Seclorum, what's secular? What's ecclesiastic? Secular is the opposite of ecclesiastic. Ecclesiastic is like religion, priests, church. Secular is just the regular world, everybody else. So seclorum is basically the world. New world order. It's written right on your freaking dollar bills. Yet I still have people saying to me that the New World Order doesn't exist. It's a conspiracy theorist. Pull out your damn dollar bill and read it. It tells you right on it. New World Order. Basically, that's what these 3 words say. Let's continue. If you go a little bit further into it, there's the Freemasons. If you draw a star on your dollar bill and you take a look at what letters it covers, you got M-A-S-O-N, Mason. Masons have been accused of, Freemasons have been accused of being part of the New World Order. I've heard things from, well, the Illuminati saw the Freemasons. They liked their organization. They liked the way it was set up. They liked the secrecy of it, and they infiltrated and took them over, and that's how now the Freemasons are bad. Now, I mean, if you ask a Freemason lowered into 32nd or 33rd degree, you know, are you part of the New World Order? Is it satanic? Is it bad? And they'll probably say, no, what are you, crazy? We do X, Y, and Z. We help the people out, and we just a fellowship and blah, blah, blah. But supposedly when you get into it and you get in the upper levels of it, they eventually reveal that you're basically worshiping Satan. That's what it comes down to. But anyway, as you can see, there might be a connection even with the dollar bill. I mean, it's very coincidental that it makes a triangle pointing up, a triangle pointing down, as above, so below. You'll find that out too as time goes on. Yes, I know this is a Jewish star also, but I won't go into that yet. Next, if you don't believe, you know, conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones that the New World Order exists, why don't you just ask one of these guys like this picture says. I don't know if you can actually read this, so let me try to zoom it up a little bit for you, and you can pause the video. You know, that's the best zoom right there. I'm not going to read them all for you, but basically they're all saying about the New World Order in some fashion or other, and you can pause the video and read them for yourselves, because these people said these quotes, and if you don't believe that, then you can look up the quote itself, see if it is connected with the person, and move on from there. But even this is not, you know, convincing enough, I don't think, for some people, just to see a meme set up with these words. So let's move on. New World Order quote compilation made by Panderikolas. Now, I want to play a little bit of it. I'm also going to then speed it up because I never listen to videos on their regular speed, but I'll put it on normal for start, and then I'm going to speed it up. And we'll listen to part of it. I won't go into all of it because it's a 17-minute video. So let's go.
Out of these troubled times, our 5th objective, a new world order can emerge, a new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace.
To forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
Oh,
a world with a rule of law,
world order.
not the law of the jungle.
Who's that?
Governs the conduct of nations.
Comedian?
When we are
Saturday Night
successful,
Live? Who's that guy?
we have a real chance at this. Together in common cause to achieve the universal aspirations of mankind: peace and security, freedom, and the rule of law. Such is a world worthy of our struggle and worthy of our children's future. Now we can see a new world coming into view.
World. All right. So I'm only going to play, like I said, part of his video. There's Kerry. There's H.W. Bush, W. Bush, Nancy Pelosi, and others. But what I did is I compressed some of that stuff into my video. So my video, I can play the whole thing. And what I will do is play it now. But just, well, it's just so you can hear people, powerful people, talking about the New World Order.
The New World Order.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. That's FDR. FDR, if you listen to his whole speech, and you look it up on YouTube, because it's on YouTube, FDR talks about the New World Order. Type in FDR New World Order speech, and you'll get this. And what he's doing is condemning it as being a product of Hitler. Like Hitler came up with the New World Order. Nazi Germany came up with the New World Order, according to FDR, and that FDR then talks negatively about the New World Order. He will not succeed. All right, well, but the rest of the people you're going to see are talking positively about the New World Order. Isn't that a switch? Right after, and you look this one up, because I can't do 17 years of research for you, you look up Project Paperclip, where every Nazi scientist, supposedly after they lost the war, was taken and distributed among Canada, United States, a couple other places. And it was a science grab for scientists. So FDR is pre-end of World War II. And after World War II, after these Nazi scientists were spread out all over the place, you got FDR talking negatively about the New World Order. It's something that needs to be stopped. And then everybody else, after all these scientists were spread out, oh, New World Order is good. Yeah, we need it. That's pretty darn weird as far as I'm concerned. But let's go on.
A new world order.
We just saw that one.
A new world order.
Now they're compressed.
New world order.
Just
A new world order.
to where they're talking
For a
about
new
it.
world order, we have a new world order for the new world order. New world order. It's new and involving world order. The new world order.
The new world order. The new world
Hey,
order.
Quill.
The New World Order.
A new world order. New world
Carrie.
order. A new world order. New world order. A new
I'm not gonna
world
read them all
order.
out.
New
Let's keep
world
going.
order. The new world order. The new
Carrie
world
Holden.
order.
A new order for the centuries, for the ages, forever.
A New World Order. A New World
Curry.
Order. Interdependent World Order.
The new world order.
A New World Order.
A new world order.
Going too fast.
The New World Order. The New World Order. It's a New World Order. New World Order.
The new world order. The new world order.
Of a new
George Soros.
world order.
A New World Order. A New World
Kissinger.
A new world order.
Biden.
World order that I think all of us would like to see.
Obama. And you can watch the rest of the music video that I got going on here. It's anti-New World Order video. Ooh, we can get to that. We're going to get to this little part in a little bit. It's under my channel. Just look for music video, New World Order. NWO must go. Extended cut. That's where you get this video. So look it up. What's next? And I believe it is this next. So, yes it is. So might as well just use this as a lead-in. So we already seen that many, many people, influential and powerful people, have talked many times about the New World Order. And that was only a portion of it. There's other ones out there too. So the New World Order exists. People are talking about it. Powerful presidents, leaders of countries, the elite of the world are talking about the New World Order. It exists. They're talking about it. Don't believe me? Go back and watch this video. New World Order quote compilation. And there's others. When you type this into a search, you'll see other ones, other compilations that come up with New World Order. It exists. Trust, it exists. Trust your own eyes. Trust your own ears. It exists. You just heard them talking about it. Well, one of the things is the Georgia Guidestones. Okay, so the New World Order, it exists. All right. So, but they're talking nice about it. Everything's wonderful. Well, the first guy didn't talk nice about it, FDR. So what happened since? I mean, what's going on here? Well, I cannot prove to you, again, 17 years of research with a few-minute video. So is it good or is it bad? Well, this is the Georgia Guidestones. And one of the things it says on the Georgia Guidestones, the very first thing, and I'll explain what the Georgia Guidestones is in a little bit, is maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Oh, sounds so wonderful. There's a little bit of trouble here. 500 million people? Well, there's 7.5 billion, roughly, people in the world right now. So if you're going to maintain humanity under 500 million, what's going to happen to the other 7 billion? And there's the nefarious part of it that some people don't think exists. Oh, it's no big deal. If you're going to kill 7 billion people, I think that's mildly nefarious. Because in some way, in some fashion, they have to get rid of 7 billion people in order to maintain under 500 million. This is a Wikipedia article on the Georgia Guidestones. Go look it up. Here they are. It's a monument that appeared in Georgia, like out of the blue, out of nowhere. No one knows who put it there. It's under a pseudonym called R.C. Christian, I believe it was. That this magic mystery man put it there. in Georgia. And it has other commandment-looking things on it, like the Ten Commandments. And I think they might have a listing. Yes, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Guide reproduction wisely, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, you can come to here, go into Wikipedia. This is where, you have to get off your lazy asses and go look into it. Georgia Guidestones. This is the problem with people. They will not research. Just look into this stuff. I cannot give you 17 years of research about the New World Order in a few minutes. Can't do it. Next. So it's nefarious. I mean, you're going to kill 7 billion people. It's nefarious. And there's many other aspects of it that show a nefarious tendency towards it. If you go to Google News and you type in New World Order, eventually, I mean, some things will be like a comic book up here, but eventually you'll come into a New World Order could stem from China trade battle. You will see every now and then a decent article talking about the New World Order. So, I don't know. People are idiots. They're blind. They're lazy. I mean, I don't get it. It's everywhere. Just look. Get off your butts. Type in the search engine. Do some research. Let's continue. This is one of the things that convinced me early on. When you go to Illuminati symbolism in Washington, D.C. streets, that's the search that brought this up. Illuminati symbology, Washington streets. You get images of pyramids and compasses and squares and stuff that points towards a nefarious because of an upside down star, and just start looking into this stuff. I can't teach you this stuff. One of the things you'll find is up at Capitol Hill, an owl, which is a common New World Order type of symbol. They love owls. An owl is associated with the next thing we're going to go to, the Bohemian Grove, the Bohemian Club. I bet you if I go to, this is another, just a regular Google search, Bohemian Grove, you can do it. What is the Bohemian Grove? Well, it's in San Francisco area. It's, I'll get into that. But look, in the streets, they have symbols of pyramids and upside down stars and owls. And here's the owl without it being highlighted. The streets. It's too small for you to see, but go look into it. Get Google Earth. Go to Washington, D.C. and find these things for yourselves. Oh, there it is, without it being highlighted. The owl, eye, 2 feet, whatever. You got a pyramid right here. This is the gap in the pyramid. This is where I think the eye would be. There's the gap in the pyramid, as you see in this one, the gap. There's a gap. I believe that this is also the gap in this pyramid. Anyway. You need to do your own research. Let's continue. Back to Bohemian Grove. I wonder if the image of the owl will be here. Well, the owl that they worship, Molech, some say, in Bohemian Grove. It's a big 40-foot, I believe, I forget the exact size, owl that everybody gets around, and they do a ceremony, and here's looks like a picture of the ceremony. And they have famous people there. I'll get to that in a minute, too. Bohemian Grove has a Wikipedia entry. You want to learn about Bohemian Grove? It's a wooded grove. It's a wooded grove out in the area of San Francisco area. See, it says right there, San Francisco. It's a gentleman's club, and they go out there and they discuss how the world's going to be run. And it's extremely secretive. You try to get in, they'll kill you. You try to sneak in. Alex Jones snuck in. We'll get to that in a minute. But look who attends such things. I'm not going to resize this picture. Well, yes, I guess I can resize it a bit. There's Nixon on one side. There's Reagan on the other. These are the type of people that go here. Presidents, world leaders, so forth and so on. Research. Anyway, let's see what, this is Alex Jones snuck in. They took a video. It was a cockeyed video. Somebody stabilized it, and here's a little bit of it. I might speed it up if it bores me. I'll go quicker. But this is the kind of worshiping robes in the dark, in the middle of the night. Let's listen to the
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But there's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took an. I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really?
See, they don't want it out. Anyway, he's all pissed off that Alex Jones exposed it. He initially thinks that he was a member, but Alex Jones snuck in. Took the video, and that's only a little portion of it. You can watch it. It's the Bohemian Grove. Type in Bohemian Grove Alex Jones into YouTube. There's like an hour and a half video or something about the whole thing. So what do? It's a bunch of presidents and world leaders and rich people and influential people and company CEOs of companies that go into the middle of the woods, dress up in robes, light a fire, and burn an effigy of a child, usually, and worship in front of a big 40-foot owl. But you don't want to look into this stuff? Oh, okay, tell you. You know, it's no big deal. It's just your world leaders doing this. I mean, whatever. Skull and Bones, another just regular Google search, Skull and Bones. You can bring it up yourself and look into it. What do I bring this up for? Well, Skull and Bones seems to be connected to the New World Order. 322, the number. And we'll get into that right now. Listen up.
They both belong to a group called...
Who's they? Who's they? Well, that's W there, George W. Bush, and there's Kerry when they ran in a presidential election against each other. But they just so happen to be from this small little obscure Yale club called the Bohemian Grove. Yet both of them just managed to be eligible for president, right? Or running for president. The world leaders. Oh, my God.
Skull and Bones.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society. It's so secret we can't talk about it. What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go
I'm
on.
sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look forward.
Are you prepared to lose?
Oh, I'm not going to.
No, I'm not going to lose.
Oh, no.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code? I wish there were.
Okay, I'm not going to get into it. You can go watch that too. Bohemian Grove Exposed. Bohemian Grove, Alex Jones up on this one. Jesus. You guys need to wake up. If you guys are doubting the New World Order and nefarious aspects of it, then how are we getting two people from the same little place in Yale University? The Bohemian... Skull and Bones, running for president at the same time. That seems like a win-win. No matter who wins, Skull and Bones is in as president. All right, what else do we got? Project MK Ultra. Well, more to the aspects of the nefariousness of the New World Order. Project MK Ultra, Wikipedia entry. Look it up yourself. It's mind control. CIA mind control program. Ooh. Anyway, what I'm trying to show you here is that they do want to control the world. And one of the ways they're doing it is to control people's minds. Oh, wait a minute. This is only a Wikipedia article. Okay, well, how about we just go to the CIA government website and type in MK Ultra, which I did, and it comes up. MK Ultra, MK Ultra, MK Ultra, MK Ultra. Anyway, there's more than that to it. Here's one of the most wicked and scheming ways that they control people's minds. This guy is Edward Bernays. And I'll show you a very short clip of a documentary that is 3 or almost 4 hours long. And I highly recommend you watch this documentary. It's called The Century of the Self, and it's the full documentary. It's on YouTube, and it's on YouTube in a couple different places, thank God. Because YouTube loves to bring things down that deal with the New World Order. They don't like people who expose the New World Order. Anyway, let's listen to what this guy has to say. Edward Bernays, he's a psychiatrist, nephew of Sigmund Freud. let's hear how manipulation goes as far as the New World Order. I'm going to play a little bit of this clip. I might play a good 2 minutes of it. I might speed it up also if it starts to bore me. I always listen to videos at double the speed because things just take too long. Ready?
Propaganda got to be a bad word because of the Germans using it. So what I did was to try to find some other words. So we found the word Council on Public Relations.
Bernays returned to New York and set up as a public relations counsel in a small office off Broadway, which was the first time the term had ever been used. Since the end of the 19th century, America had become a mass industrial society, with millions clustered together in the cities. Bernays was determined to find a way to manage and alter the way these new crowds thought and felt. To do this, he turned to the writings of his uncle Sigmund. While in Paris, Bernays had sent his uncle a gift of some Havana cigars. In return, Freud had sent him a copy of his general introduction to psychoanalysis. Bernays read it, and the picture of hidden irrational forces inside human beings fascinated him. He wondered whether he might make money by manipulating the unconscious.
What Eddie got from Freud was indeed this idea that there is a lot more going on in human decision-making, not only among individuals, but even more importantly among groups, than this idea that information drives behavior. And so Eddie began to formulate this idea that you had to look at things that would play to people's irrational emotions. And you see, that moved Eddie immediately into a different category from other people in his field and most government officials and managers of the day who thought if you just hit people with all this factual information, they would look at that and say, oh, of course. And Eddie knew that was not the way the world worked.
Bernays set out to experiment with the minds of the popular classes.
Experiment with the minds of the popular classes. This is interesting. I'm going to continue playing this video for a little bit because I want you to understand how they're doing this to people, including you, all the time. In schools, especially on television, in Hollywood, in movies, and stuff like that. You're being mind controlled. Don't believe me? Let's continue.
His most dramatic experiment was to persuade women to smoke. At that time, there was a taboo against women smoking, and one of his early clients, George Hill, the president of the American Tobacco Corporation, asked Bernays to find a way of breaking it.
He said, we're losing half of our market because men have invoked a taboo against women smoking in public. Can you do anything about that? I said, let me think about it. And then I said, have I your permission to see a psychoanalyst to find out what cigarettes mean to women? He said, what'll it cost? So I called up Dr. Brill, A.A. Brill, who was the leading psychoanalyst in New York at that time.
How come you didn't call your uncle? Why didn't you call your uncle?
Because he was in Vienna.
A.A. Brill was one of the first psychoanalysts in America, and for a large fee, he told Bernays that cigarettes were a symbol of the penis and of male sexual power. He told Bernays that if he could find a way to connect cigarettes with the idea of challenging male power, then women would smoke, because then they would have their own penises. Every year, New York held an Easter Day parade to which thousands came. And Bernays decided to stage an event there. He persuaded a group of rich debutantes to hide cigarettes under their clothes. Then, they should join the parade, and at a given signal from him, they were to light up the cigarettes dramatically. Bernays then informed the press that he had heard that a group of suffragettes were preparing to protest by lighting up what they called torches of freedom.
He knew this would be an outcry, and he knew that all of the photographers would be there to capture this moment. And so he was ready with a phrase, which was torches of freedom. And so here you have a symbol, women, young women, debutantes, smoking a cigarette in public with a phrase that means anybody who believes in this kind of equality pretty much has to support them in the ensuing debate about this, because torches of freedom. I mean, what's on all American coins? It's liberty. She's holding up the torch, you see? And so all of this is there together. There's emotion, there's memory, there's a rational phrase, even though it's using a lot of emotional elements. It's a phrase that works in a rational sense. All of this is together. And so the next day, this was not just in all of the New York papers, it was across the United States and around the world. And from that point forward, the sale of cigarettes to women began to rise. He had made them socially acceptable with a single symbolic act.
And that's how women began to smoke. They manipulated the minds of people, and going from hardly any women smoking to being a very popular across the United States thing where all the women began smoking. And how did they do it? Using mind control. You just watched part of that video. I just showed you it. And once they figured out that that's what they can do, and they can manipulate people's minds that way, they've done it ever since. Time and time again, everything you do, every movie you see, every television show you watch, including kids' television shows, and especially kids' television shows, because they want to get them young. You need to learn what the New World Order is. You need to research it. You need to open up your eyes for it. What I used to call, I was with a group one time, and I'd say, you got to put your New World Order glasses on, because the world you see in one way, it looks regular. But wait, once you learn enough, you can start to spot the manipulation that's going on. And it's everywhere. Let's continue. Skull and Bones, back to it a little briefly. The nefariousness aspect of it again. I'll play a little bit of this video. The video is called Skull, Bones, Ritual Footage. Skull and Bones Ritual Footage. You can look it up yourself, watch the whole thing if you want.
Unique. Oh, it was disgusting. It was gross. I mean, they were pretending to murder people. And
what was the tone of it, though? Was it jokey, or was it quite...
No, it wasn't jokey at all. It was sick. It's about the only way I can describe it. It was sick.
What you're hearing is the first recording ever made of the Skull and Bones initiation ceremony. It has never been broadcast before. 15 new members of the club are being introduced into the macabre rituals of Skull and Bones by the senior students who are about to graduate.
Alright, that's enough because I don't want to play too much of it. But, so, they dress up in robes, they mock or maybe even try murder. I don't know. It's weird stuff going on. And, of course, we just happen to have two of them running for president. Alright, let's continue. Symbology, back to symbology everywhere. Go ahead. I did a search for actors in Hollywood covering eye. You can do actors in Hollywood Illuminati, actors in Hollywood New World Order, symbology. You think all these people covering their eyes are just coincidence? I did a video about this already. So go look in my past history. My other videos, it shows you some of this stuff, person after person, Hollywood person after person, musician, any leading popular figure have been taken. A photo of them has been taken with their hand over their eye, or giving a 666 symbol. Let me just go to this next one. This guy, I like this guy. A Call for an Uprising. That's the channel. He goes into all this symbology that Hollywood constantly pushes on you for the mind control and just for signaling that, yeah, we're part of the New World Order. They're not signaling it to you. They're signaling it to the New World Order minions that want them to do it. But anyway, I'll give you a little bit of this guy's video. Let's go.
So here you have Miley Cyrus flashing the 666 sign, right? One of our blatantly obvious signs that they constantly flash, the 666. Oh, is she just saying A-okay? I don't think so. Here she is doing the devil horns. Then we have the all-seeing eye. She even has an all-seeing eye tattoo on her finger. But that must be a coincidence, right? She just likes eyeballs, maybe? Is that why she got...
Let's go back to here. Where is it? Yeah. You see that all-seeing eye right there? The Eye of Horus? That's what this video is referring to. Where was it? Where was it? There we are. Continue a little bit longer.
Got it, right? She just was like, I would really like an eyeball on my finger. It's not representing anything that I represent. She just randomly got that there, of course. Then you have the Monarch Butterfly, which we've talked about, representing MK Ultra slaves, symbolizing that she is a slave and a product of the MK Ultra Monarch programming. Then we have the Birdcage, which is another part of the MK Ultra programming, symbolizing that she is mentally and physically bonded by...
So there you go. Butterflies, Monarch, Project Monarch. Look it up. What else did he get into? The 666 symbol. Do a search for actors and actresses putting up 666 symbols. And it's everywhere. So why? Why am I bringing this up? Well, Hollywood is controlled. The New World Order has taken over the influential parts of our world. They're controlling Hollywood and what's put out by Hollywood. They're controlling the news media. You ever see Trump argue about the liars of the news media? That's kind of what he's getting at. I don't know whether he knows about it or not. I would hope he does, because he's leading America now, or supposedly public servant to America. He should know about this stuff. Let's continue. Just different weird aspects of things. Stargate Project, look it up. It deals not with mind control so much as using psychic abilities to look at distant objects and tell you what's going on somewhere else, in a different time too. Different times, different places. Now, why do I get into this? Because this is done by the U.S. Army. The U.S. Army, I believe, spent I forget how many millions on this, but multiple millions to have people do this. Why do I bring this up? Because I'm trying to show you that the weird things in the world sometimes are not as far out as you might think. The U.S. Army spent this money, and they established a remote viewing research group regarding remote viewing to spy on people and stuff like that. It worked, by the way. There's a book out. I forget the name of the book. I have it. I can't think of the name of it right now, but McMonagall, what's the guy's name? Something like that. I wonder if it tells me this here. No, well, some other time. You can look into remote viewing. Eventually going to stumble across his book, or look for books about remote viewing, and you'll come across it. Let's do that right now. What the heck? See if I can find it. Psychic Spies, was it? Psychic Spies. Nah, I can't remember the name of the guy. McMonagall or something like that. I can't. It might even be in here for all I know. I just can't see it. Anyway. Yeah, there's weird stuff in the world that takes place. Whether you know about it or not, whether you've looked into it or not, it exists. And if the U.S. Army pays for it, which they did, I'd say they take it seriously. Yep, and there's an entry for remote viewing on Wikipedia. Let's continue. Cleve Baxter, you should look into some of his stuff. He was a lie detector operator. He operated lie detectors. And what he did on his spare time was hook up a lie detector to plants and did some weird experiments with plants. He was going to harm a plant one time, and he noticed the lie detector started going all over the place because the plant itself registered his intent to harm it. Why am I getting into this? Well, because again, this is a weird aspect of the world that people are not aware of, but yet exists. Check into it. It's an interesting read. And how does this apply to the New World Order? Well, intent. If a whole bunch of people intend harm on somebody, it is shown that it actually causes such harm. Let's continue on. The Diamond System of Crowd Control. It's a video by me. You can go look at it. It's about a 20-minute video of just me drawing and talking. But I'll summarize it a bit for you. If you want to control a crowd, any size crowd, that includes the world. But let's just say a crowded room. You have the speaker up on stage, and you have 4 plants. Or roughly 4. That's usually where the diamond system comes in, because they usually have them planted in the shape of a diamond. The speaker's talking about whatever he wants to tell the audience, and the 4 plants will stand up in turn, or just shout out or talk and say, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. Oh, yeah, he's really good. I agree too. Oh, he's real good too. Well, what's the purpose of this? Well, it's to get the rest of the crowd, that isn't shown here, but to get the rest of the crowd to go along with it. Oh, yeah, it's like a crowd peer pressure type thing. Oh, if everybody else is getting into it, I got to get into it too. The guy's right. It must be right, because everybody's shouting out all around me that people are into it. And this is how they control. It's called the Diamond System of Crowd Control, or whatever. The Diamond System, that's what it's called. It's not, you can go look it up. It's hard to find. It's very hard to find, even on the internet, because I don't think they want this out. Next. One of the last major things I'll get into is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve isn't federal, and there is no reserve. It's what supplies the United States of America its money. It's what charges them interest. It's what we owe trillions of dollars to. And it's not even an entity of the government. It's not. You need to learn about the Federal Reserve. Research it. Research it on the internet. Research it on YouTube. Because the Federal Reserve is basically stealing all the money from the United States of America and the people blind. And these are where the banksters, international banksters, who are the New World Order, control countries. And various countries have also their central banks. And the ones that don't have their central banks are the ones that we always happen to wind up with wars with, just to go in there and remove the leaders and put in our own and put in a nice central bank and get some more money that way. More control, more money. There's a video out by a younger guy from Canada that did a video called "Oh Canada, the Movie." I suggest you watch it also. It goes into all aspects of money. It's mostly dealing with Canada. That's why it's called "Oh Canada." But it applies, they talk about central banks. It applies to basically any country with a central bank. And I'd like to show you a little part of that movie about how the interest of loans, whether it be to individuals or even to the country itself, accumulates. Let's watch a little bit.
Okay, so it's one thing to lend out money you just don't have. But how can you charge interest on nothing? And not just any kind of interest.
Compounded interest.
I'm gonna mute this when this starts.
Here's a fun way to explain the difference between regular interest and compounded interest. Imagine lending someone $1 at the time Christ was born, at let's say 6% interest. Ready? Go.
I'm not going to play the music. Look at how that interest goes. The difference between regular interest and compounded interest. So I would recommend you watch this movie, but I'll leave that go for now because it has music playing in the background. I don't want to put that on my video. So I would recommend you do research about the Federal Reserve. I'm telling you that the New World Order exists. You heard a zillion people talk about it right here.
The New World Order.
A new world order. A new world order. New world order. A new world order. For a new world order, we have a new world order. For the new world order. New world order. It's new and involving world order. The new world order.
The new world order. The new world order.
The new world order. A new world order. New world order. The new world order. New world order. A new world order. New world order. The new world order. The new world order.
A new order for the centuries, for the ages, forever.
A new world order. A new world order. Interdependent world order.
The New World Order.
A new world order.
A new world order.
The new world order. The new world order. The new world order. New world order.
The new world order.
The new world order.
Of a new world order.
A new world order. A new world order.
A new world order.
The world order that I think all of us would like to see.
So, please don't tell me that the New World Order does not exist. It exists. It is nefarious. It wants to kill billions of people. And that's about it. Wake up. Research on your own. This is only a little introduction to it. Little introduction to it and some other oddities of the world that apply to it. How manipulation of society is going, how mind control happens, how they can just switch people from not smoking to smoking in the early 20s, or I forget when it took place, someplace around the 20s. You watched that video with me too, a little bit of it. How Hollywood is influencing, or it has been influenced by it. Here's a perfect example, the Eye of Horus, right here. Another one. No, there's a zillion. I have a video on this. Go look at it. People, wake up. The world is not what you think it is. Wake the freak up and investigate the New World Order, the deep state, shadow government, because they're all the same thing. And better wake up before this Georgia Guidestone thing comes true, because where is it? Because they're going to get rid of 7 billion people. I don't think it's a good idea to not know about this if they're wanting to kill you. Wake up, and wake up quickly. Thanks for watching the video. Take care. Bye.